As well as choosing the data type for each field you add to your databases, FileMaker also provides some interesting options for how each field is stored. By default, a field is part of the record structure of the table you add it to, so each record has a separate instance of each field. Or to put it another way, each field can have a different value on every record. But there is an exception. In FileMaker, you can choose for a field to have a single value throughout the table. That type of field is called a global field, and it's a storage option that you can choose at the top of the Storage tab in the Options for Field dialog. As it says right here in the dialog, a field that uses global storage contains only one value that is shared across all records. Let's take a look at how that works. I'll select the option for Field 2 in this test database. I'll click OK to apply the change. And now in layout mode, I'll copy the existing field, paste it into the layout, double-click, and in the Specify Field dialog, I'll assign it to Field 2, the field that I've just set up as a global field. Now look what happens if I add a value to the field on the first record. As soon as I press Enter to exit the field, all of the records acquire the value that I typed. Now I'll click into the field on the 8th record, and I'll enter a new value. I'll press the Enter key to commit, and you can see that a single instance of the field is appearing on every record in the database. A global field can have a value even if there are no records in the table. Also, you can retrieve the value from a global field in another table without having a valid relationship, or any relationship at all in fact, between the table your layout is based on and the table where the global field is located. Another really useful feature of the way global fields work is that each user gets their own set of global field values when multiple users are logged into a file that has been shared over a network. If one user changes the value in a global field, other users don't see the change the way they would with a regular, non-global field. You can make use of that behaviour to give users their own temporary storage space that is specific to the actions they take and won't interfere with what other users are doing. That's just one of the ways you can use global fields. There are lots of other possibilities. As another example, let's say you need to put some text in the header of each layout throughout a solution, something ubiquitous such as a company name. Let's enter, say, Acme Pins. And now in layout mode, I'll move the global field up into the header, make it bold, and change its appearance to give it, say, a pale grey text colour. I could, of course, achieve the same thing by just placing a text object on each layout. But then if I needed to make a change or correction to the name, I'd have to go and edit the text object on every layout. With a global field used instead of a text object, I can have multiple layouts, each displaying the company name. So with a bit of forethought, I'm now able to edit the company name, let's say to Pins Inc., and with that one action, all of the layouts in the solution will show the change. So there are a number of uses of global fields that give you options and alternatives to manage the data and the interface in your solutions.